Great. All right, here we are again. Dude, is this like Groundhog Day or what?
It is. Every day's the same
Oh
thing.
my gosh, man. And by the way, I don't even know, but if I'm wearing the same shirt, I apologize because it's all one big gigantic day to me, Monday through Friday. I don't know the difference at this point. Greg, man, it's so great to see you, man, and great to chat with you.
You
You're
too,
always
man.
a wealth of information that people
Oh,
are
so are
really
you.
appreciating because it's not just one of these. The point of these videos is not to just lightly salt, our chicken. It's really to get down into the weeds and really give some really good content. So I appreciate the fact that
Mhm.
you're a ninja that way. Hey, man, so
Well,
I'm
everyone is watching this, right? They get the insight and the inside
yeah,
information
that's
directly
right.
from us on what's going on in the market.
Well, you're right, and thank you for that point because we're boots on the ground. This is
Mhm.
all we do. So you're not going to see me at a restaurant, being a waiter, and nothing wrong with being a waiter. But what I'm saying is that this is all I do. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't do anything else, and this is all you do. This is what we do
yeah.
24/7.
I spent this week opening up houses, getting
Right?
ready to show houses, preparing houses for the market, calling other realtors, getting stuff sold. Like this is what I'm doing. I'm reaching out to everyone to get this stuff done.
And
And,
I
and
think that's brilliant. I think that's
actually
fantastic. And
sitting
one of
here
the things that we were talking offline earlier was that because of your construction background, that you really are different than most real estate agents in the sense that you just bring a greater level of knowledge to the whole real estate game and the property game. And one of the examples you gave me is that there was a property that was for sale for 2 years, and you were able to move this thing very quickly once you jumped in because
yeah.
you were able to bring in some contractors and really give really solid estimates of what it was going to take to sell
Mhm.
this house. So for all you sellers out there, please pay attention and take some notes because this man knows a ton. I want you to jump off on that example and let's talk about if you're a seller today and you're thinking about selling, or maybe you're even gun shy and thinking maybe I shouldn't sell. I mean, what are your thoughts on A, should they, and B, if they are, what's the best way to squeeze out as much money as they possibly can from their property at this point from a real estate and a contractor point of view?
Okay, it's a few different questions there. From what I see right now, the market basically is peaked, and we were preparing for the market to keep going up this year until we got hit with this pandemic. And like we were discussing earlier, Ed, you said the pandemic is not an economic problem; it's a health problem that has had effect on the economy, which is very true. And that's why we can see this bouncing back. That doesn't mean that we can predict where the bottom is or where it's going to top at. And what we're discussing now, what I've been discussing with other realtors, is that it could drop as much as 10% to 20%, depending on where the market goes. So right now would be a good time to get your property ready to sell. And when you're selling your property, you got to understand that a lot of new properties are going to hit the market right away as soon as the shelter in place is up. A lot of people are holding back now. We're still listing properties and getting them sold, getting them out there in front of people. That's because we want to make sure that we're getting the top value for what the market's at now in case it does dip. And so that's why you should prepare as soon as possible. And there's a few things that you're going to have to compete with once the market opens up. You're going to have to compete with properties that are turnkey. So if your property that you want to sell isn't turnkey, be prepared to put a little bit into it and get it ready. You need to be able to show it in a way that people just want to walk in and move in the next day, because that's what most buyers are going to want out of a property. Either that, or you can somehow showcase the equity that you can build in the property, whether there's a space in the garage that you can build a room in to rent out, or there's a wall that they can take down and open up a floor plan. You got to be able to sell this to the buyer, and you need to have someone in there who knows what they're doing when they're looking at the space and how to configure it. Now, a lot of these realtors offer services like concierge services, and what they'll do is they'll get you to sign a contract, and they're going to basically give you contractors to fix up your property in order to sell it. Well, in the end, you wind up paying top fees for contractors at the highest market rate, because they're lending you the money to do it, and they get to choose who they're using. And also, you're going to wind up having to pay that money back in the end when you sell the property. So I would suggest, if you're looking to fix your property up, to talk with a contractor, or some, maybe me, a realtor slash contractor, directly before you go in and deal with the realtor who's going to up charge you on what the actual cost of getting it renovated could be. So I would not 100% avoid those concierge services that some of these companies are offering, but I would definitely be wary of what they are actually offering with their service
Yeah,
when
the
they're
devil's in the fine print, right?
yeah, you
Yeah,
must.
that's a really good point. I just think that having that duality of skill set is really, really important, especially right now. I think that what you did with that one property was just straight up genius,
Yeah,
and really the best way.
the way I see it is a lot of realtors do know stuff about fixing up houses, but they're not liable for what they say. As a contractor, I'm held liable for what I say because most of the time they'll just blow smoke and just say whatever they need to say in order to get you to either sign with them to list or to get you to buy the property. But in the end, you're the one left holding the bag when you either get less money as a seller or you wind up having to buy a money pit as a buyer. You kind of got to avoid those things and make sure that you know who you're dealing with. And there's a lot of different resources out there on, by just, like I said, reaching out to myself, Gregory Santos, or other contractors who will come in, or ask your realtor to bring in a contractor who will actually help you out, and do what's best for you. Because I wouldn't jump ahead and just get in that one package deal with these realtors, because that's what's going to happen a lot. And that's what's been happening a lot also. And what I'm hearing is that these people are overpaying for a lot of the work that's being done, and they're losing more money in the back end,
Yeah,
and they're having to pay for that loan.
that's
So
true.
there is a lot of stuff you need to prepare for as a seller. You know, you
Yeah,
need to
I
make sure
agree.
it's
So on that note, is this a good time to sell a property and why?
Oh yeah, it's a really good time because you can avoid the market dipping too much, right? We know where we were at. The prices were a little bit high based on the median income of the individual in the area. So let's say the median income of, this is just an example, so I don't know the exact numbers right now, but I know it was almost 20% higher than the median income. So the median income is $100,000, but the price of the property was set at a median income of 120. What that means is that everyone in this area only makes 100,000, but in order to afford this property, you should be making 120,000 a year. And so
Right.
most properties were overpriced in that perspective.
Got it.
And so that's why we know the market was topped, even though we were expecting it to keep going up based on demand.
Right.
Um, this pandemic could even things out. And as a seller, you're ready for that. And as a buyer, that doesn't mean that the property is going to drop 30-40%, because we still have demand, and that
Yep.
demand isn't just going to disappear overnight. As soon
No.
as we're let go of this shelter in place, that demand could come back.
I think it's going to V-shape personally. I think it's good. We're going to see one of the biggest spring backs
Mhm.
that we've seen, at least in my lifetime. Hey, Gregory, how do they get a hold of you?
um you can go ahead and call me 415, see that name right there,
Oh, there
Gregory
you go.
Santos.
Love the sign.
415-410-1087. Or you can reach out to me at gregory.santos@theagencyre.com.
Awesome.
I'm in San Francisco, and I'm able to help you guys out
Cool.
anytime.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, as always, great information. Thank you so much. Stay strong and stay healthy, my friend. Take
You
care.
too.